Welcome back to the podcast. Can you believe we're on episode 20 already? It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so grateful to have you with me. Today, we're diving into something that I've seen in almost every business I've worked with: dashboard overload. Picture this: a stakeholder is making a lot of noise in the business about how they need a new dashboard to help them operate their department more effectively. They escalate the problem to senior management, and suddenly resources are redirected from priority projects to deliver the new analytics solution. The team puts in 2 weeks of work and produces a suite of dashboards. They even include a training session and an instructional video to ensure the stakeholder knows how to use the dashboard. A month later, you check the usage statistics for that dashboard. Guess what? The stakeholder hasn't opened it. Not even once. This might sound extreme, but in my experience, it's a common story, and one that raises a lot of questions. Why, if this data was so critical to the stakeholder, did they not look at it? Why didn't they raise questions or provide feedback? Was the promised return on investment just a fallacy? Whatever the reason, this is a problem we need to address. Hundreds of hours are wasted every year building insights that should provide value and support decision making, but ultimately go unused. I've thought a lot about this issue, and in most cases, I believe the lack of adoption boils down to information overload. Using the dashboard often requires thought, analysis, and time to sift through the data, overlaying it with domain expertise to support decision making. And let's be honest, not everyone has the time or inclination to do that. So, what's the solution? As data people, our goal should be to build dashboards that require minimal effort from the user. Dashboards should have business logic baked in and present answers rather than just data. Let's talk about how to get there. The first step is to entirely alter our design philosophy. It's not enough to just make the data accessible, we need to make it actionable. We need to start by asking one critical question: what decision or action does this dashboard need to support? For example, instead of showing users all the sales data from the past year, we should present them with a prioritized list of products most likely to help them achieve their sales targets. Instead of requiring users to analyze the data, we should deliver a straightforward recommendation, such as: to hit your sales targets, focus on products X, Y, and Z. This shift means we're not just showing what's happening, we're guiding users on what to do next. Let's think about Google for a moment. One reason Google's search engine dominated over Yahoo and AOL was its simplicity. You go to Google to search and only to search. There are no distractions, no clutter, just a clean interface and a search bar. The results are presented clearly, often with direct answers to your query right at the top. Now, imagine your dashboards working the same way. Users should go to your dashboard to find the answers they need, not to sift through data. By simplifying the interface and focusing on the most critical insights, we can make dashboards more user-friendly and more likely to be adopted. Another way to simplify dashboards is by automatically flagging exceptions. Users shouldn't have to dig through data to spot anomalies. Those anomalies should jump out at them. For instance, if customer churn is usually 10% but suddenly spikes to 40%, that deviation should be prominently flagged. This approach not only saves time, but also ensures that users focus on what's most important. It's about making the dashboard work for the user, not the other way around. Here's a critical piece of the puzzle: domain expertise. To create truly actionable dashboards, we need to bake domain knowledge into the design process. This requires collaboration between stakeholders and the data team. Stakeholders understand their business better than anyone else. They know the metrics that matter, the nuances of their operations, and the types of decisions they need to make. By working closely with them, we can build dashboards that incorporate this expertise and provide recommendations they can trust. When stakeholders see their knowledge reflected in the dashboard, they're more likely to trust its insights. And with greater trust comes better adoption. Not all users are the same. Some are data savvy and thrive on detailed analytics. Others just want quick answers. To ensure adoption across the board, we need to tailor dashboards to different user groups. We will get back to the podcast in just a second. This is just a note from me that if you want to learn how to get hands-on with data, you can find courses on Python, Apache Spark, and more at cody.ai/. For more analytical users, providing detailed views and the ability to drill down into the data might be necessary. But for the majority of non-technical users, simplicity is key. By simplifying insights and presenting clear, actionable recommendations, we can make dashboards more accessible to everyone. Let's address another challenge: resistance to change. Even the best designed dashboards can fail if users aren't willing to adopt them. This resistance often stems from a lack of understanding, fear of new technology, or even skepticism about the value of analytics. To overcome this, we need to invest in training and communication. Show users how the dashboard will make their jobs easier. Provide hands-on training sessions where they can explore the dashboard in a supportive environment. Share success stories from other teams to build excitement and buy-in. It's also important to gather feedback. What do users like about the dashboard? What don't they like? By incorporating their feedback into future iterations, we can build solutions that truly meet their needs. Finally, let's talk about measuring success. How do we know if our dashboards are making an impact? One way is to track usage statistics. Are users logging in regularly? Which features are they using most? This data can provide valuable insights into what's working and what's not. Another approach is to tie the dashboard's performance to business outcomes. For example, if the dashboard is designed to reduce customer churn, are we seeing a decrease in churn rates? If it's meant to boost sales, are we hitting our targets? By measuring success, we can continuously improve our dashboards and ensure they're delivering real value. So, let's recap. To avoid dashboard overload and drive adoption, we need to alter our design philosophy to focus on delivering answers, not data. Simplify the user experience, taking inspiration from Google's clean, focused interface. Automatically flag exceptions to draw attention to the most critical insights. Build domain expertise into dashboards by collaborating closely with stakeholders. Tailor dashboards to the needs of different user groups. Invest in training and communication to overcome resistance to change. Ensure clean, reliable data to build trust. Measure success through usage statistics and business outcomes. By following these principles, we can create dashboards that are not only used, but also drive real business impact. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I hope you found it insightful and that you're feeling inspired to tackle dashboard overload in your organization. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your colleagues. And as always, I'd love to hear your thoughts. What challenges have you faced with dashboard adoption? What strategies have worked for you? Let me know, and I'll see you next time.